Chris is on schoolwork. Gina's at work. I'm worried about him. That leg, that knee, it's not going to get any better, and he just keeps on avoiding the doctor. To be fair, he has a reason. Same doctor I've complained about.
I rewrite the word.
Okay, good. Remember, it's not like mountains, it's like that. It's not like mountains and valleys. It's got to be connected. Yep.
That looks kind of like mountains without no valleys.
Yeah, it needs to be mountains without valleys. Remember, M is 3 humps, N is 2. M and N have one more hump except when they're uppercase. Then they're bigger versions.
Bigger versions and...
Then, let me see your pencil. Then it would be like...
That looks kind of like an M. See, that looks kind of like an M.
Or...
Right?
But you see how different they are whenever they're capitalized? See, mall, night. Big, small. When they're capital, they look different. But you see this right here?
Yeah.
This kind of looks like a regular M, just with a little tail, right?
Yeah.
Little humpy tail. That's how a capitalized M looks. But a small M in cursive needs 3 humps. Okay, now. You need to do 5 more of these pages because you're still catching up on the work from whenever you weren't doing it.
Pencil,
He's caught up in reading. This is writing though. And the lessons have progressed to cursive. No, you don't. You've been bugging me to teach it to you for like 2 years now.
I know. But it's really hard.
No, it's not. You make everything hard whenever you don't follow directions. And whenever somebody's teaching you something, you have to follow directions. Now read the story and follow the directions that are given there. On the bright side, he seems to actually be catching up. If he hurries up, he could be done. Let's see, what time is it? You could still be done before lunch.
What time is it?
11 o'clock. Lunch is at 12. It's in an hour. So just focus and get it done. Anyway, I'm just worried about him. But the same doctor I was having issues with before, like to begin with, that like I tried to change away from her and I basically got stuck with her because the insurance company kept on putting me back with her. The one I complained about, and then like, well, now I know that at least part of the complaint, I'm like, okay. So, but I know that she didn't mean it that way. Because putting me down as having like, because out here, it doesn't mean the same thing that it means to the federal government. But it is kind of weird to like find out from someone who, you know, had to go through that process that, yeah, if you have like Italian heritage and stuff, you're considered to have Latino heritage. But the reason why they put like Latino, Latina is because they think it means it's another way of asking if you're Mexican. And to be quite honest, so did I. Because, you know, most people in Arizona, unless you're like living in a rich gated community, and even then a good portion, are Mexican. Because everyone else has been edged out. They're either Mexican or Mexican descent. it wasn't like that whenever I was a kid, but it's happened more and more. Like, people were denied jobs for not speaking Spanish, so. And were given jobs even if they didn't speak English, so. And then, like, entire industries were taken over with people in the news saying, but you don't want that job anyway. Yes, they did. We used to have people who picked cotton and did all the farm work and stuff who weren't Mexican. Like, it's not that Americans are inherently lazy. People really were doing these jobs already, and they pushed everyone out and people just left. There were no jobs left. What?
What?
What's a conjunction?
Conjunction? I don't know.
Show me your understanding. What is a conjunction? Or are you just underlining things?
Look at those you're learning. I'm gonna go check my answers. May I please check my answers?
You gotta tell me what a conjunction is.
Conjunction?
And they got you looking for a very specific one. But I want you to go get the dictionary and look up the word conjunction.
How do you spell it?
It's literally right there.
Put this off the table. Off the table.
Chris!
What?
You do not swing that at the cat. That dictionary is old. And that can actually hurt the cat. You have the word in front of you and how to spell it. So find it. Ooh. It should be in there. Okay, so interruptions aside, I've totally given up on pausing the recordings. I guess that's pretty obvious. I don't know, I'm just worried. Because the same doctor that was giving me hell, you know, there was still so much else, and for her to put me down as, the thing is that she did it like different ways. Like, in one she would put that she put down that basically I was Caucasian, but that my culture was not. So apparently my heritage is not just, and I told her that like numerous times that she wouldn't fix that either. It actually is relevant that I have a fairly recent traceable history of Jewish heritage. Meaning within the past few generations somebody was Jewish, which means that I'm at risk for certain health problems. You kind of need to be accurate with that shit. I have some Native American heritage. I don't know how recent that is. All I know is that where I have that heritage from, the tribes no longer exist, and I'm old enough and have done enough research to know that the tribes that exist now are nothing. What existed before was entire nations. The pottery, the art, nothing of it survived in that area. I have cheekbones from it, and that's about it. And it doesn't matter, because regardless of my feelings on it, they no longer exist. They were wiped out by disease. And what few survivors they were obviously integrated and mixed with people that were here. the tribes don't really share their DNA, so you won't really find it on a DNA test anyway. As a certain person, I guess, is found out, but also they come under fire for their accuracy. So I'm not participating in that freak show. Okay, I shouldn't call it a freak show because it's not. It's a show. They actually use more census data than anything else. They use what people identify as more than what's there. There's a lot of social science used more than DNA. So once you understand how that works, you're kind of just like, actually, this might not actually prove anything. Because as advanced as DNA is, it's not that advanced yet. I don't even bother to I'm just like, wow, I wish that there was just a spot on census for people to say, you know what? I'm tired of census. Can you just call us all humans and get it over with? Now, my culture is mixed, but it's mostly Scottish. Mostly. I mean, I have some recipes from different portions of our heritage, and I know some stories that wouldn't go with Scottish heritage. But I know some that would too. Most of my culture derives from Scottish culture, but I can look at it and say, stories I know about Scotland or Scotland that no longer exists. So, unlike certain people, you know what? Unlike certain people who go to other countries that a good portion of their ancestors came from, and are expecting to be welcomed back, like a long lost child of the land, that shit doesn't happen. And what you know about it has changed. Because culture grows and changes with time. Scotland, I've heard stories of both destroyed and after. Neither exist. Because it's been hundreds of years. Things change, And it's a slow fall. From people who once stood up, for themselves, no matter what. To the people who bow, as they do now. It's one thing to know when to bend like a reed in the wind. It is another to bow because it is easier. I am afraid that if I went to Scotland, I would be, even if I had the money to go, I would be ashamed at what I saw. And I would probably offend someone by saying so. Because Scottish people have never been, no, we were never the things that we were warped into. And then we were. I am not the things that we were warped into, so I would not fit in. But also, I've got other heritage too. I've actually been told, you don't go to Scotland and freely admit that you have Irish in you. You don't freely admit, all that stuff. Like, I've got some Italian, some French. And what you have to understand is that all of these things are distinct places with distinct features. Different types of hair, different eyes. Then there's the German. German freckles and Irish freckles are completely different. Like these, I have like a weird combination. They probably lean more towards the German, but then I've got the little tiny delicate ones on my arms. Right there. You probably can't even see that. No, because they're so light. Just looks like speckles.
Hello.
Finished finding the word. I'm glad you guys got back safe. Why did you even need more snacks?
Because most of that is food, not snacks. Seriously.
I still remember whenever that was purely snacks, and I don't have my glasses. I know there's still snacks over there, though. What? You guys have like a whole area of counter just for snacks. So anyway.
We have popcorn and like a third bag of chips. And that's it for snacks over here unless you count crackers.
Okay. So you guys went on a trip to go get more snacks.
But yeah, I remember we had that whole thing full of absolutely nothing but snacks. We have.
And the primary person to eat it was Tim. So I actually
Yep.
think he's doing a lot better with that.
Yeah.
Don't tell him I said so. Because then he might think that like I was judging him or something. I just noticed that was it.
Epilepsy.
But he's been doing better with that.
Look, the word epilepsy.
I was happy.
Chris.
I only woke up one time last night.
You were supposed to be finding a word that starts with C. Why are you in the E's?
I'm not. I'm in CON.
Yeah.
Then
But
why
it's-
did the word epilepsy come out of your mouth?
No, they thought for a while that I had epilepsy because I was having seizures.
It was the medication, wasn't it?
It was meds. Yep. Meds they had me on. I'm like, thank you.
Yeah, whenever my grandmother had me put on stuff as a kid, there was a point when, like, after she'd gotten, it established, they would still kind of question it because why were the meds having that effect on me if I really had something? But after a while, it didn't matter. And people just started diagnosing me based on the side effects of the meds after a while. At one point, I was on an entire cocktail, and my grandmother didn't have to do much effort to keep it that way. Every once in a while, she would just have to switch people around so that they didn't think too much about it. So they didn't spend enough time with me to realize that something was wrong. Yeah. So there was a point I was diagnosed purely for the side effects of the medications that I was on. And afterwards it was absolute hell because there were some doctors who just didn't want to admit what had happened because they were basically saying, what I was saying, and they actually told me, one actually told me, I can't do that because if I do that, somebody's going to get in trouble.
Mm-hmm. Well, maybe that somebody should get in trouble.
I know, right? A lot of somebody should be in trouble. And I actually was told by another one that those were dangerous words to say.
Mm-hmm.
That he could not allow that to happen. Chris,
What?
come on, you're on a time limit now. Can't spend that much time looking up one word. You need to actually be looking. No, I don't see you looking. I see you flipping pages.
I'm not in
You need to
C-O-N.
comb through the pages. Then find C-O-N and stop flipping back and forth.
I'm in C-O-N.
Okay, then go down the page and find it.
I see C-O-N. But I don't see C-O-N-J.
Chris,
What?
he's looking for the word conjunction.
He was in the C-O-N, so he's, in the right area. At least last time I looked, he was at C-O-N.
Have you seen how expensive physical dictionaries are? They all want you to use this digital version. And I'm like, well, digital versions can be freely edited, even while you already have them, by updating.
Yeah, I use dictionary.com because I don't have a paper dictionary.
Well, this one I have from elementary school. I think I don't even remember. It was beat up then.
Yeah, it looks like it's seen better days.
I think they were gonna throw it out.
And then they do have paper dictionaries that are like $1, but they are sad little dictionaries. Most words that you need to look up, doesn't even have.
I know that feeling. Find it. Sometimes there's a word in the middle of the page.
I know.
You need to look at them all. Hand it over. And be careful, because if this comes off, I'll be mad at you.
Mm-hmm. Don't be abusive to books. Like your poor math book that's losing its cover.
I lost it.
Why are you still in the cheese?
You like that, Puppy? You like that? You like it? You like that, Stussy? You like it?
Chris,
Yes, Mom?
don't get creepy.
Okay. I'm just petting Lucky and giving him some scritchies.
Yeah, but don't get creepy, honey. What? There are certain combinations of words that hold a completely double meaning to adults. Please don't repeat those things. Especially things Mommy and Daddy say while petting the cat and looking at each other.
It's a Lucky.
Yes, it's a lucky.
Look at all this fur.
Chris,
Somehow, there are clumps of fur that get into our bedroom when the cats aren't allowed in the bedroom. I'm like, what do? Follow us in?
probably. That's the first rule of having cats or dogs. Fur everywhere. Chris, go read off how you spell conjunction.
Conjunction. C-O-N-G.
What? C-O-N what?
C-O-N-J-U-N-C-T-I-O-N.
It's not in here for some reason.
I know where the Papak Dictionary is.
So many kids drew in this before me. And then had to erase it, or they had to try and erase it.
Mm-hmm.
This is so stained and old and I'll put it away and retire it whenever we manage to save up and get our own. Now, go get your tablet.
Tablet?
Yeah. Oh, lovely. I didn't pause this time. I didn't pause this time. I was recording whenever you guys walked in, and then I was like, pause, greeted you, and then I turned it back on. Okay, so, basically, because I was...
May I please read those?
No!
Okay.
You still have to earn this back. For anything but school purposes. I don't care if all the games are educational, kiddo.
Cool math is hard.
What?
Cool math is hard in that one. But the other one that I played before, it was not. It was easy.
I don't see cool math.
It's the one with the cat picture.
Toon math?
Oh yeah, Toon Math. My brain. Toon Math.
What?
Is that from?
Toon Math is hard. I keep on banging my head. I keep on banging Peter's head. The cat. Peter's the cat's name.
Why am I online? I have a dictionary out for you on here.
I'm thinking of babies.
Dictionary.
Ooh.
Ooh.
There's one about star charts.
That hurts.
I just put a bunch of educational stuff on here that wasn't too bad. There's a geography, anatomy,
Yeah, I'm thinking of age.
and there's some stuff that's on here. Hey!
Yes.
Purely for fun. Historical calendar, see, cat. Where's the freaking dictionary? Stop automatically updating. Always turn it off and it always tries it anyway. Ah, I found it. It's over there on the side. Dictionary.
Is that his work clothes or is that his athletic clothes?
It was in the athletic clothes.
The only thing that you're allowed to use on here right now is the dictionary.
Okay.
No, I paused because I figured that they wouldn't want like their personal business on here. Yeah.
I'm reading the conjunctions.
This is related to conjunction at this point. See, there's actually a lot of different meanings for it.
Yes.
But
What?
Whirling motion.
Which one's
look at the first one.
Let's change. Just come up. Get this out. Get out.
So what's a conjunction?
the act of conjunction or the wait?
Sound it out.
You know?
Conjunction.
It's 11:30. We're doing it a little bit.
Break it up.
Break it up. No. This one.